never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today's video is going to be for all of you wrestling fans out there. First off, let me start with, if you watched Monday Night Raw last night and have any thoughts on it, please feel free to let me know. Now, Saturday night, WWE had their Fastlane Premium Live event, and when I previewed it last week, I said that they had only announced 5 matches, but I figured they would add 1 or 2 more because WWE has a long-standing bad habit of waiting until the day of or the day before, sometimes the night of, an hour before the show starts, announcing another match. So I figured they would announce 1 or 2 more. They didn't. The 5 that I mentioned last week were the only 5 that they had. And I talked about this some last night on the weekly Monday night podcast that I do called Racing and Wrestling, which, by the way, if you have not checked that out, please do so. But I mentioned this last night on there that back in the day when they had pay-per-views, if you only announced 5 matches, you would probably lose a lot of buys. Now, of course, you've got the hardcore fans that are going to buy every single one, but you know, the casual fan that watches some pay-per-views ain't going to spend $45, $50 for 5 matches. But now that they're premium live events and they're free if you have Peacock, and pretty much everybody has Peacock, so they're pretty much free, you can have 5 matches because people aren't paying extra money to watch it. But a couple of the matches went, I would say, I didn't time them, but I would say probably 30 minutes or so. So it's not like they had 5 matches in an hour and a half. They didn't. They gave each match time, but I figured they would have 6 or 7 matches. But what we did see was the crowning of new undisputed tag team champions, because the opening match of the night, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso beat Finn Balor and Damian Priest to become the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. And I mentioned after last month's premium live event that I had a feeling that Finn and Damian wouldn't keep the titles very long because Damian can't focus on being the Money in the Bank briefcase holder and being a tag team champion. So to me, as soon as Finn and Damian won the tag team belts, it was pretty obvious that they weren't going to have them very long. And then we had a 6-man tag team match that saw the return of a former full-time WWE superstar. Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar were looking like they were going to be in a 2-on-3 handicap match against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And then here comes Carlito and Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and Carlito beat Lashley and the Street Profits. Triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky defeated Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Then we had a tag team match. John Cena and LA Knight defeated Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. And I think we are starting to see the slow end to the Bloodline. And the reason why I say slow end is because I have a feeling it's not going to end until either Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. More than likely WrestleMania. But I believe Saturday night is the beginning of the eventual end to the Bloodline. Then the main event saw Seth Rollins beat Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the World Championship. And a couple of tidbits that I'm not going to say much about because as of right now they don't mean a whole lot. But Pat McAfee was on there. That's because Pat McAfee wants WrestleMania to be in Indianapolis because I believe he lives in Indianapolis. And then Jade Cargill made her WWE debut. She was there. She was on screen, but so far she's not at any kind of angle or feud or anything, but she is on screen now. I guess we'll find out eventually exactly what they're going to do with her. Saturday night, I was at Southern Fried Championship Wrestling for Crossroads. The referees were me, D. Byers, and David Weekley. I refereed 3 matches Saturday night. Triple threat match for the Women's Championship. Brooklyn versus Crystal Rose versus Kat Spencer. 1-on-1 Danny Only versus Alexander Lev. And a 1-on-1 match between David Ali and Javier Reyes. And of course, that'll be on YouTube coming up sometime in the next couple of days. So please check out Southern Fried Championship Wrestling Crossroads from Saturday night. And Sunday afternoon, I was at UWF. Marketable was the name of the show Sunday afternoon. And I refereed 3 matches on Sunday. It was me, along with Ref Slim, as the referees. Nick Halen versus AJ Black for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Curtis Coleman versus Richard Holiday, who is the most marketable. And former tag team partners, now bitter enemies, Jaden Vane went 1-on-1 with Eli Smiles. They used to be a tag team called Natural Smiles before Jaden turned on Eli. And I do know that the Curtis Coleman versus Richard Holiday match was on YouTube Sunday night, about 2 hours after the show ended. But all the other matches will be on there in the coming days and weeks as well. And this upcoming Saturday night, I'm going to be at 244 Livestock Road, Easton Nolly, Georgia, for SWA Fightmare. Now, front row is sold out, second row is sold out, and third row is sold out. But all remaining general admission tickets can be bought at the door, and they are $10. But I would advise you to get them early because, as I said, first row sold out, second row sold out, third row sold out. And you want the best of what is left. In order to get the best of what's left, go ahead and reserve your tickets early. But I'll go ahead and tell you that we're going to have 2 cage matches Saturday night. One will be for the SWA Premier Championship when Billy Starr goes 1-on-1 with Junior. And the other cage match is for the New Blood Championship when Yukon Adams goes 1-on-1 with Cade Powers. And at the last SWA show, Hot Stuff Adam Mabry announced his in-ring retirement. He says his body just can't do it anymore, but he wants to now be the SWA commissioner. But our current commissioner is Jody Rogers, and of course, he's not going to willingly give up the commissionership. So Saturday night, Hot Stuff will pick a wrestler, and Jody Rogers will pick a wrestler, and those 2 wrestlers will go 1-on-1. If Jody's wrestler wins, he maintains commissionership. But if Hot Stuff's man wins and Hot Stuff becomes the new SWA commissioner, we're also going to be having an arm wrestling match. We're also going to be having a costume contest for the kids at intermission. Also in action, you'll see CJ Shine, Young DC, Brent Hudson, Wraith, Grant Dooley, Dynamic Dexter, Jacob Ashworth, Josh Aronson, Kirkland, and many, many more. And last but not least, we're also going to be having a casket match. All that and more will take place Saturday night, 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia's SWA Fightmare. And yes, this is our biggest show of the year, and that's why we're having 2 cage matches and a casket match. Fightmare is SWA's WrestleMania. It'll be a packed house. It always is, but we always put on a heck of a show, and I don't expect anything different. This year, the doors will open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock. Hopefully, I'll see all of you Saturday night at 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia. Even if you're a football fan and your team plays on Saturday, there's a such thing as the record button. In this day and time, everybody has some kind of DVR or something on their TV to record the game and watch it either when you get home or the next day. You don't want to miss not 1, but 2 cage matches, and you can see 2 cage matches for only $10, and you can't beat that. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What did Mars ask Saturn? Hey, why don't you give me a ring sometime? And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.